Let's bring you our top discussion. Is Hyderabad Realty out to compete with other South IT capitals after the internet giant Google announced its plan to invest 1,000 crore rupees to build a 2 million square feet facility in Hyderabad, its largest outside of the US. World's largest furniture retailer IKEA followed and bought its first land in the country in Hyderabad. Global e-commerce majors like Amazon and Uber are also queuing up to open their biggest centers in this Telangana capital. So Hyderabad is back from its lull and with a bang. Anand Reddy, co-founder PBEL Incor, and Sandeep Patnaik, Managing Director Hyderabad JLL India, join me today in this discussion. Anand, you should be smiling today. We just had a recent debate and some of our top experts in office space and commercial realty picked Hyderabad as their pick for the best market to keep an eye on for the future. So tell me, what's going on? I mean, these are some of the top line news which have grabbed eyeballs, but is the office space and commercial property rentals especially firming up in Hyderabad, and how much?
Sure, Manisha. I mean, definitely Hyderabad, I think, it has come back to its good old days. But just to be a caution that, we are still there not yet. Though we could see that there's an improvement in the form of sales. The last few months we have seen the increase in number of sales, but still there's a pressure on the price. Hopefully once this project takes proper shape like Google or Amazon or Uber, then we are going to, the same is going to be translated into the increase in the pricing as well. Apart from this, there's a lot of interest from the funds also recently. What we have seen in last 4 or 5 months, there's an active interest from the funds who are visiting Hyderabad and trying to kind of show keen interest. So all this gives a kind of a pointers that Hyderabad is bouncing back to its good olden days.
All right. Sandeep Patnaik, everybody has been talking even over the past 2 years when the realty in Hyderabad wasn't really in favor. The fact that this is a city which has great infrastructure and yet is perhaps the cheapest amongst all tier 1 cities. Now that you have these headline news, do you see a real firming up of rates when it comes to rentals of office space, and how much grade A office space is available for the biggies to take up in Hyderabad's high-tech city?
Manisha, I think for the first time since 2009, when the Telangana crisis started, the first time in the last 6 years, I can tell you as an important stakeholder, being in from an IPC, International Property Consultant, we are very excited what has happened in the last 6 months. And whatever clients you said, whether it is Google or Amazon or Uber or IKEA, announcing big investment in Hyderabad has really helped the Hyderabad real estate market to farm up and that amount of confidence to all the stakeholders. Having said that, the supply is a serious concern in Hyderabad. The markets of high-tech city and Gachibowli, if as I talk now, the vacancy rate is as less as 2%. So if any corporate client needs an 100,000 square feet, forget about 500,000 or 3 lakh square feet. If someone needs even 100,000 square feet of space, there's absolutely no supply. And the supply is not there because in the last 5 years, no one built or poured concrete to do any speculative building. Then all of a sudden, the TRS came to power and they started functioning well. They started showing, showing good work. Now, when all of a sudden corporates have got the confidence, they want this space, but there is no space. In the last 3-4 months, there has been hectic commercial leasing in Hyderabad. As a result, the rentals have gone up, and I feel though the rentals are in high-tech cities around 45 to 47 rupees, they just give a few months and it will touch 50 rupees. Rental, and I will not be surprised that in next 6 to 8 months or 12 months it will be 55 rupees, because there is absolutely no supply and a huge corporate demand in Hyderabad, Manisha.
All right, Anand Reddy, this is very typical of real estate developers. Everybody stopped office and commercial sometime in 2008-9 after the meltdown happened and moved to residential. Today we are in a situation where your city does not even have enough grade A office supply to woo large corporates beyond the first few who've made headline news. So what happens? There's a government which is going around doing roadshows internationally to get corporates to come there. How will you meet the challenge from the developer community?
So I think, Sandeep was talking in the context of a private A-class office buildings, but lately if you looked at, there were campuses which have been allotted to TCS, Infosys, where the huge campuses are built, and there's enough employment that was created. So Sandeep was right in order to say that there's not much of A-class office buildings, but if you look at what government has done, they are kind of creating a single window policy for an IT and office buildings, which means that you can cut down the time by almost 7 to 8 months in getting an approvals, where approvals will be given in within the 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So in a year's time or in a 15 months of a time, a building can be ready. So this is the kind of the pitch government is taking forward, and we have seen that already at the industrial level.
Okay.
Where they already have given approval for some 40, 50 companies in last 1 month, one and a half month, with an investment worth of 10,000 crore.
Wow.
I think the same formula will be applied for the IT and office buildings. So there are enough lands that has been purchased by some national developers and international developers and the funds also. These are the projects I think which you're going to see take shape in the early or mid 2016 is what we are anticipating.
Sandeep, so now what my viewer wants to know is what happens to residential real estate prices? Do they go up from here? We've already seen, in fact, on the show last week that that's the only city where, at least in the high-tech area, even areas around 8 kilometers away like Miapur, prices have suddenly jumped up. In fact, the trend line is up. 9 to 10% appreciation over last 2.5 years has become a common thing across most well-developed micro markets of Hyderabad. Where do you see residential prices from here, and which are some of the hotspots you will keep a close watch on?
Yep, Manisha, I think though all these sectors have sort of gone in the positive direction, and as far as residential is concerned, I think it will take another 2 to 3 quarters where we can say that even residential market in Hyderabad has really bounced back. Having said that, there is no way we can see that the prices will go down. I think for next 1 quarter at least, if not the prices go up, they might be stable. But we see that prices going up. As I always feel that Hyderabad, out of all the metros, is the most undervalued and underpriced markets, and with the input cost and construction cost going up, there is no way that the developers will going to reduce the prices. And then just take example of High-Tech City. High-Tech City is the location and the most prominent location for Hyderabad, and the capital value or the per square feet rate for buying residential is around 5,500 to 6,000 rupees. And then just compare it with an OMR road. In the 35th kilometer of OMR road, projects are as close to what it is offered in High-Tech City. So I believe Hyderabad is really undervalued and underpriced, and then there is enough room for prices to go up. And then I feel we will see that prices going up by at least 5 to 7% in next 3 to 4 months is my firm belief.
So give me your top picks when it comes to Hyderabad Realty. High-Tech City seems to be fully absorbed, or there are enough projects coming up. Is that the best bet? Which are your top picks out of Hyderabad market?
So you're asking about the locations?
Yes, locations.
So yeah, so someone who wants an gated community and a very high-end project and all, they will obviously select project in and around the High-Tech City, and might even look at some projects in financial district. But people who are talking of a range of 40 to 60 lakhs rupees as their ticket price per flat, I think they will still look at Kukatpalli and Miapur and Chandanagar area. So these are the locations where I feel there will be supply, and they are the supply, and these 3 markets will be now the hot pick. They have always been a hot pick, and they will be hot pick at least for 2 to 3 years. It will take some time for...
Let me quickly get Anand's view as well. Anand, Sandeep feels that clearly prices are not going to come down. We would probably concur with that opinion when it comes to Hyderabad. But going forward, is the appreciation in this muted real estate market, which you see nationally, going to be about 10%? And what are some of the hotspots?
No, definitely. I mean, what happened is that why the prices were stable or were kind of affordable in last 4 years is because we didn't see many of the national developers taking up projects in Hyderabad after the initial teaser what they have done in 2007 and 8. Now what we are witnessing is that quite a few of national players have come back to Hyderabad, and they're relaunching their projects. For a national player, I mean, it doesn't make sense to launch at what the prices in Hyderabad. He needs to launch it at a higher price. So we are seeing a prices of like 6,000, 7,000, which were unheard in Hyderabad a year or 2 years back. So once a benchmark has been set at this level, obviously it will have a spillover effect on the local developers and the mid-sized developers. As Sandeep was rightly pointing out, the key micro markets that are going to see an upward trend is in high-tech city, Kukatpalli area, financial district, which is Gachibowli area, where obviously the prices have already reached to a reasonable, at least like 15 to 20% higher than what they were like in a year back. And you're going to see the price rise there. Again, the reason the prices are going to rise there is because limited land availability. The notion of excess land available in Hyderabad, I think it will be an history next 2 or 3 years, especially in these three key micro markets, which is Kukatpalli, High Tech City and Gachibowli. Then you have this periphery micro market, which is Appa Junction, then the Tellapur and the Miyapur can be considered as a periphery micro market. Obviously, the positiveness of these three key micro market will have a spillover on the peripheral micro markets.
Fair enough, Anand. I think we're going to leave it there. Gentlemen, thank you very much for giving us this outlook on Hyderabad's real estate. Well, the spotlight is on Hyderabad simply because of all the headlines that that city has been making. And in a recent debate that we did, most of our experts and analysts did pick Hyderabad as a market to keep a close watch on, even for residential.